Hello friends, welcome to my video lecture on CSSP strategy. Today we will be discussing few points with regard to clearing, which will help you in the process for clearing your CISSP certification examination. So let's begin with the points. These are the 10 points which I have written here, so you can go through that. You can glance them. So we'll be discussing point wise. Each of the points. The first thing is why CISSP. So, if you have accumulated 5 years of experience in the security domain, so this certification is a must go for you. It will provide you with recognition. Also, it will enhance your salary, and also further you get a prospect to uh, get into management or engineering or architect. So three other subset certifications are there, which are management professional, engineering professional, and architect professional. So these are the some benefits of CISSP exam. Also, CISSP exam, I found the main benefit being the knowledge enhancement. So you get to know the various uh, concepts which were not you were exposed to in this while preparing for the CSSP exam. So this is a very good takeaway to appear for this to get into the process for clearing this exam, the CSSP journey. So we'll get to know many concepts, theories with regard to security domain. So CISSP itself, it's segregated into 8 domains. The CISSP has 8 domains, each dealing with different aspects of security. So we will move on to the next part, the cyber security field. So CISSP will help cyber security field. If you see, there are pen testers. Okay, so there are managers, security managers. Okay, so we have this people who are into the practical part and theoretical, or you can say managerial part. So people who are using tools to find the security flaws, I often find that they don't have the base knowledge ready. They use tools very well, and they get the findings out of the project being undertaken for the testing the software which is being tested, but they lack the theoretical part or the base. So they use the tools very well, but they often lack theory. So and often if you don't have the base, so it you cannot properly do the things like exploit things. So you cannot the use cases becomes limited. So if you have the good knowledge base and theory, your use cases will expand, and you will often try to find new novel ways to exploit things. So I believe that theoretical base is very much necessary. Okay, I've seen there are people who use Kali Linux, are into pen testing and OSCP, but they often lack the theory, the base things for in whatever the exploit they are trying, they are getting into. So the CSSP exam will help you in this building up that base, and it will give you confidence when you are doing the practical things, or you are using tools, or trying to exploit the system. So it will help you very much in that. Okay, so these are the some points which I wanted to highlight. So we will move on to the next point, which is the number of questions. So questions in the CISSP exam are 175 questions, but and second is these questions are not they are MCQ, but not as such proper MCQ. They are more of a case study, or you can say scenario. So it is being the question will say some person is working network engineer. He often he encounters problem at so and so encounters so and so problem. What the problem occurred at which layer of the OSI model, the question will ask. Of course, this is a very easy if you have the base ready, but people who don't have the base correct, or they often will jumble things up and pick up the wrong answer. So these are this type of questions, case study and scenario based, appear in the exam. So second is, it is a computer adaptive test. The system judges you basically. If you attempt many questions, if you get on questions wrong, the system thinks that you are finding difficult to answer, so it will throw you up some easy questions. Okay, then it will, as you get more number of answers correct, it will throw you the hard questions. So this is the it is an adaptive mode of a exam. So this is just a shallow or rough understanding which I am giving. Actual how it works, it's a hidden thing, but you should aim that every question you answer, you should get it right. Okay, so you shouldn't judge whether this question is uh, easy or hard. So I will pick. I will not focus onto this. Or no, it shouldn't happen that. You should attempt every question with rigor and try to get the right answer in the first. In the first. Uh, uh, in the first thought process itself, actually, you don't jumble up things. So if you try to jumble up, you will end up picking the wrong answers, and they are very much obvious in the question, in the options which are given there. So you should pay heed to what question is asking and what is the requirement. So depending upon that, answer the question. So we have checked the number of questions. Next, we will move on to the study tool part. So study tool, not much of an like you have to build up, um, collect many books. You have to refer the study guide, which is a 1200 pages book. Of that, only 700 to 800 pages are useful, or we can say worth reading. So you should read this book thoroughly. uh, 3 to 4 times you should read this book. If you attempt the exam without reading this book, you are sure to fail the exam. Do not attempt the exam without reading this book. Next is the practice test. There are eight practice test, 8 domain wise. So I believe there are 100 questions. So four practice tests are there at the end. So I guess 125 questions. So total around you have 1,000 plus questions in this whole process. So they are more than enough to make to give you an understanding of what will appear or expected is in the exam. So, and one more thing I like to highlight, that there are no dumps for CISSP. If anybody is claiming they have dumps, and you do that attempt the exam, you are sure to find problems while attending the exam. So the question around in the report of the in the IC Square published one report where they have highlighted they spent around lakhs of dollars. So like I am not sure, it's around 8 lakh dollar on question development itself. So so the questions which are appearing in the exam are are novel in nature. They are not repetitive, and I want to highlight that it is mentioned in that report, annual report, I believe it is, that every test taker will have the unique experience. So it is 5 bar mostly true statement. So I have interviewed other candidates who have successfully cleared the exam. They told that their experience was very much different. Every person experience, of course, it will be different, but the nature of questions they encountered and what they experienced was different. Okay, so the so this is the thing which you should keep in mind, that every test, the test taking experience will be unique for you. So the predictability won't be there. So if you expect predictability, so it wouldn't happen. So don't try to think that this question will definitely come. You should get your concepts right and attempt the exam. So this is the simple strategy. The next is the CBK reference. I use this for the revision purposes. So you can also get read this book after the study guide or practice test, or either you can check glance through the this reference and then move to study guide. So you can do that, no issues. But make sure that you go through the study guide and practices thoroughly and CBK reference often for revision and getting to understand the concepts. Okay, you should check if anything is missing or something is lacking. Okay, so something is lacking. If you are not able to find a good explanation to a question, so research that. So research the Wikipedia or internet to get an understanding of a concept. Okay, so and for the most important thing is that the CISSP doesn't dwell into details. Okay, so detailed you wouldn't encounter the detailed thing of a, like if you like OSI, you take some protocol, okay, HTTP, okay, or FTP. So like it will not go into the technicalities or the deep details of how that it is structured, that protocol, that okay, so how it is represented, okay, and how it actually works in practicality. So that wouldn't be mentioned. Just the specs part will be there, and how it works in tandem with other technologies. It will be highlight in the, it will be mentioned. So you should understand that. So next, I have discussed this preparation strategy. Also, I guess mistakes to avoid. Okay, I will highlight that. Do not attempt the questions in hurry. Okay, so you shouldn't attempt the exam questions in hurry. You should spend at least 2 to 3 minutes on each question and try to get them right in first instance. Okay, so if you if you if you do if you haste, then it will be a total waste for you. So you shouldn't, make sure that shouldn't attempt the try to attempt the questions in hurry. uh, the thing is, understand what the question is asking. Okay, understand what the question is asking, and of course there will be uh, at least two answers which will be correct, and they will be as options. Okay, but you have to select the most probable or most correct. Okay, so most correct answer you should choose, and you should pick that. But do not hurry. My point is, uh, one of my friend who attempted he has a habit of picking up the options in the MCQ for in the first instance. So don't do that. You should debate while attempting to answer the question why other answers are not perfect fit. Okay, so make sure to do this. So these are the some of the mistakes. Okay, next we will move on to understanding concepts, very critical. Okay, so I guess I have discussed this vaguely earlier. So conceptual understanding is very much important because if you have loose understanding of concepts, uh, there will be obviously answers which will reflect that. So means you will If you have loose understanding of a particular concept, the answer will be there, which is wrong actually. So make sure that you have proper understanding of concepts. Okay. So for example, you should know that for the IPsec, tunnel and transport mode are there. Okay, so two are there. If any three other thing other than these two, anything is mentioned, you should immediately assess that it is wrong. So this was one small example. So with regard to anything, if you will be able to spot the wrong things or incorrect things if you have understood concepts very well. So make sure that to build that, it's a kind of experience or thing, and thinking practically. So I believe thinking practically and experience will corroborate that. So it will help you to understand concepts very well, experience and thinking practically. Okay, you can dwell into the problems and think how the uh, how the mechanism, how the things are going. Once you understand the mechanism, the problem statement becomes easier to understand. Okay, so make sure that you understand you dwell into the problems and uh, uh, take note what is being asked in the so problem statement. You should understand. Answer will automatically come. You will be able to arrive at answer. Okay, so next thing we will discuss nature of questions, which I have earlier discussed. Okay, so once nature of questions is a case study and scenario based. Okay, nothing apart from that come. So you should be prepared for that. One thing I would to like the one thing I would like to make highlight that questions are lengthy in nature. Okay, so they are around 250 to 300 or maybe more, 300 words, or you can say 150 to 300. So these are lengthy. So you should have habit of reading questions, habit of reading. Okay, and English vocabulary also should be strong. Okay, so some people express, some of my colleagues who appeared for the exam told that okay, the vocabulary was very difficult to understand. So it was very perfect. It was very good. Uh, the English was very good, like perfect English, which I can call. So you should have, if you are from convent, good hold over English, then no issues. If you have good habit of reading, then the reading of questions wouldn't be of problem for you. So make sure that you have habit of reading. That will help you to go through the questions very quickly. The next thing we will discuss is about the enrollment for the exam. So once you are ready with the preparation, once you are done with the preparation, you have built up the confidence. So you can go to the IC Square site and go to the CISSP section. There you have to you have to you have to go to for the registration. You can proceed with the registration. So basic details will be asked with regard to registration. The tests are conducted at the Prometric Test Center. There is no remote proctored mode like other certifications. So there is no chance of cheating or whatever methods are being followed in other certifications in this exam. So it's a prometric test. You are not allowed to take anything at the exam center. Okay, exam center, nothing is allowed. So pen, paper, they will provide whatever that is. You should uh, bring only one identification document. So identification document is only required. So that prometric test centers are very good test centers. The environment is also good. So exam happens at this prometric test center for the CISSP exam. As far as India is concerned, prometric test centers are the only place where the CISSP exam happens, and These centers are located at the major cities only. So if you are from small city, you need to travel to major city like Mumbai or Pune, okay, or Hyderabad or Bangalore. So you have to travel to these cities to attempt for this examination. Make sure you choose the nearest center. So enrollment for the it costs around $749. So $749 it will cost you. So it's a very expensive exam, of course. So stakes are high. So you should make sure that you have prepared thoroughly for this exam, then only attempt. One thing I would like to mention is that the preparation will never end. The preparation will never end. So you should attempt the exam when you have good good grasp over concepts. Okay, so once you get good grasp over concepts, you should attempt the exam. Okay, preparation will never end. Okay, so you will keep on delaying, so it will you will keep and the uh, effort which you have taken to go through the material, it will fade out eventually. Okay, so it will not be fresh, the knowledge which you have acquired, unless and until you revise it. Okay, so make sure that once you have good grasp for concepts, attempt the exam. Okay, you can check whether you have good hold over concepts by giving the mock examinations. The mock will tell you whether you are ready or not. So if you are scoring about 70 or 80% in the mocks, you are good to go. So that is my take. So I guess I have discussed both of these things. Also these things, mock cybec practice tests. So mocks are like you can attempt the online mocks like which are offered by many like institutes, or there are some companies which are offering this test series. So you can take that. I will not advocate for a particular test series. There are many in the market which you can check and attempt depending upon if it suits your needs. So I will not recommend any test series here, but I will tell that practice tests are more than enough. Okay, so you check that. And the basically the main reason I'm not advocating any test series by any institute or any courseware is that they are nowhere near to they are nowhere near to the questions which appear in the actual exam. So this is the reality. Test series, they will I can also develop a test series of 1000 questions. I will pick out this book and ask you the nitty gritties of various things, but the questions which appear in the CISSP exam are very much different, and a lot of thought process is built up into that question itself. So test series are, I believe, you can take it as a casual or informal thing to assess where you stand. Make sure that these practice tests you check how you well do you in this practice test in the last four practice tests, and then assess how much you are getting and attempt the exam depending upon that. So I believe I've covered these 10 points. Okay, I will move on to the next part now. Experience requirement, I've told you 5 years for CISSP, getting the CISSP certification. Once you clear the CISSP exam, there is a second thing called the endorsement process, which is this. So endorsement process basically calls uh, you have to provide your experience details in that form, and you have to get it endorsed by another person who have cleared the CISSP exam or is a IC square member and cleared the certification. So endorsement, there is no fee for endorsement. Once you clear the CISSP exam, a link will appear where you have to start the endorsement process. You have to provide the ID of the member. Then you will be asked regarding the educational requirements. One more thing I would like to highlight, that 1 year is waived off if you have completed, if you have 4 year degree like engineering, 4 year degree if you have, then 1 year is waived off. So only you have to show the 4 years experience. You are good to go for the CISSP certification then. So this thing you keep in mind. And after you have to you have to attach the experience letter in the endorsement process. If you don't attach the correct experience letter, audit it will your application will come under the or under the IC square audit. Some member will verify whether you have correctly submitted the details. So make sure that you provide proper experience letter where your experience is mentioned from and to. So this date should be there. Appointment letters and other things wouldn't suffice for the endorsement process. You should make a note of that. So I believe I have discussed most of the nitty-gritties with regard to the CISSP examination. I hope the points were helpful for you. So uh, of course whatever I have discussed is not comprehensive enough. So I believe that because uh, uh, to guide someone, it's a very difficult task. It takes time. So whatever I hope I have told you in this 27 minutes, it's helpful for you. So final take, I will narrate my experience in this final, the end of the video. It took me around 2 months to prepare. Mind that I had prior experience in security, okay, and IT. So I am very well versed with. I have good base. Okay, good base. I understand technology. So very good base, and worked in technical and managerial roles also. So so 2 months preparation for was enough for me. I was able to understand the concepts presented in the book. Okay, so there was no challenge actually. Okay, so 2 months preparation, then finally I decided to attempt for the exam. So one thing I would like to share is that once you get the concepts clear, uh, there will be certain things which you need to keep in mind while attempting the exam. Keep in mind while you are about to attempt exam. So you shouldn't be confused about this concept. So what you should do is that these critical concepts critical concepts or concepts of CISSP in the concepts in the domain, concepts covered in the domain, you revise that at least uh, at least 3 to 4 times before attempting exam within a span of 2 days or 1 day. Okay, it's a difficult task, but you should keep this in mind. Okay, because if you don't do this, you will be trapped in some questions. So questions will be developed like that. You will get trapped in these questions. Okay, so you will pick up the wrong answers. So make sure that you revise the critical concepts 3 4 times. So I attempted my exam and I got 125 question. It ended. So okay, so there were two things only which came to my mind, where either I have done very well or either I have done very bad. So fortunately, I got to you get a printout after clearing the exam. So it was the first word was congratulations. So it was then I remember then I came to understand that I have attempted the exam very well. So things were like till the 80th question, it was very tough for me. Very hard. The nature of questions were hard, so it was very hard from 88 to 100. It was okay, smooth, good, okay. But then again, 100 to 115, or you can say 20, it was again very tough. So I guess it was like if you pick up the right answers, it keeps you throwing the hardest question, keeps on throwing you hardest question. Then it will give you some relief by throwing up some basic question, good, very easy to answer question. So of course this is a computer adaptive test, so that will happen. So you should make sure that you should give your best for every question. So for every question you should give your best and attempt accordingly. So finally, the endorsement process, it took around 1 month, and then I received my certification within 2 months after clearing the exam. So this was the journey for me. So learning, I believe, after clearing the exam, the learning doesn't stop. So you should keep um, revising the concepts. Okay, even after you have cleared the certification, and check more what you can do. Okay, try to integrate. Try to integrate that into practicality, like you get into PT and all, you can think what novel things you can do, or what use cases with particular tools you are deploying, so you can make up that. So CISSP helps you in that many ways. So I guess uh, this video was very helpful for you. Anything you have, any queries or questions with regard to CISSP certification, you can post the queries in comments. I will be happy to answer that. So thank you very much.